Hello, everyone. My name is Bowen. I'm from IBM Research. Today, I want to share a story about how a simple telephone call powered with modern AI can solve one of the biggest challenges in healthcare. And this work is a close collaboration between my team at IBM, the Cleveland Clinic, and Morehouse School of Medicine. I hope it can point to a more equitable and sustainable way of delivering care to people. Whole problem in healthcare today is actually an economic problem. It's mentioned earlier is the clinician time is just not enough to match up the increasing demand. This happens globally everywhere. This is not just a feeling. So this is a report from Association for American Medical College. They projected by 2036, the US will face a shortage of 13,000 beds. And it goes up all the way to 86,000 clinician shortage. And so this creates a lot of gaps. First gap is, of course, in care. The patient just don't get what they need. And then the second gap is accessibility, because another thing is distribution of medical resources not uniform. So for people in rural area or elderly and those with limited income, this is becoming a bigger problem for them, and that just creates problems for our society. The last gap is for the healthcare system itself, because not enough physician means existing physician needs to see more patients and leads to burnouts. And during COVID, we see a lot of nurses just leave the industry because they just cannot handle the workload. The question for us, the technical community, is whether we can use the technology today to help fix these problems. We did a little experiment in IBM in the past 2 years with our partner. What we try to test is a fundamental recorded technology is from the nature evolution is our voice. All the human, we were born to communicate through natural language. This thing doesn't require you to learn how to press a button on the iPhone or understand how the user interface is designed. So it's very natural for anyone. There's no technology barrier. And in the past, we know the very old IVR system is trying to leverage this, but it's very mechanic, right? You press 1 for something, and then you press 2 for some other things. And we see that this thing is like distributed everywhere, all the banks and almost anywhere you call, that was the robot you encounter first. But it's not useful because people just feel frustrated. The first thing you encounter that is, can I get to a human? And you try to get to a human as quick as possible. It's because that's not natural language communication. But with the LLM, we have hope to change this. And if we change this, what will happen is hopefully we will have a universal access, no app, no installation, no technical learning barrier for the elderly. So that's the experiment we tried. So this is the architecture of the system that we built. We call it agent POS. POS means patient understanding and behavioral support engine. But the idea is the patient will talk to this agent, and then the physician will see all the information through their dashboard to understand what's going on between the patient and the communication system. And we have a backend analytic engine using LLM reasoning architecture to help the physician to extract all the information from the natural language conversation. Because when we do natural language conversation, challenge for computing system is normally the rule-based computer system is looking for if, then, or some number, or some very simple signal. And when you have unstructured information, how do you convert that into structured data that the computer can understand? That was a challenge. Large language model happened to be able to help on that regard as well. The barrier is we need to overcome hallucination and other accuracy problems. So we have a system, we built another architecture to do that. That's not the focus of the talk, but if you're interested, I can send you the paper on how that system works. So we deployed this system in Morehouse School of Medicine because actually they faced the resource gap that we mentioned. They were enrolled in PCORI study, which is a patient-centered outcome research. Essentially, they try to understand how patients interact with physicians. I think they enrolled 200 patients in their study. They hired a full-time nurse. The nurse job is just to call the patient and then follow up during a 6 months period. And then at the end, the two nurses left the job, doesn't want to come back anymore because it's, as we say, it's just too much workload. So later they try to route the patient into a Zoom call so that one nurse can talk to multiple patients at the same time, but that leads to privacy issue because now the patient needs to talk about their, these are IBD patients, so it's about their bowel movement and other symptoms. And if you need to talk in front of big group of people, there are concerns there. So one-to-one call is preferred, but we don't have the human resource to do that. I guess now it leads to an obvious answer is whether the AI agent can fulfill the role of a digital nurse. So the answer is yes. We deployed our model to conduct the survey that they need to do. This is the user preference report of the outcome. So 37% of participants actually indicate they like this one-to-one talking to chatbot. 18% say they like both, and then 15% say either is fine for them, and 24% actually say they like the Zoom call better. Of course, there are people who doesn't like either of them, and there's people who actually say they prefer human rather than the chatbot. I call one of the patients, so he said one-on-one phone call conversation works good. For me, you like this. And then we did another analysis. These are the questions we try to ask the patients, and then we try to see the completion rate per the questions. So what we found is there's a kind of like a cutoff down here. So all of these questions, patient give a lot of information, and it's a higher authenticity. And if you look carefully, these are all related to their symptoms, and it's about their disease progress. These questions, they kind of like skip or no answer or give very short answers. And these are about like research questions and other things that they don't feel relevant. So what this tells us, that there's a hidden signal here. Actually, patient knows this is a chatbot talking to them, so they don't have the normal white coat syndrome, right? They don't feel pressure when they interact with a human interviewer, and they can talk freely. And then we listen to some of the things. Actually, they are making fun of the chatbot a little bit because they know it's a chatbot. What this tells us is using the chatbot to collect information actually probably improve the data quality a little bit, because now the patient don't have this white coat syndrome or other things that we see in the other data collection methods. So maybe there will be difference for sure. So whether it's improvement, that's for us to confirm the next. We think about this a little bit. The way we model it is so when someone's severity of disease is very high, they are going to the doctor, and the doctor will see them, right? So the doctor's plan is kind of like one patient after another, and it stacks up. But then when the patient is a little bit healthier, economically, it's not justified to have the doctor to take care of them. So you kind of like going down with the family or with the nurse. And then at some point, there will be a cutoff that the patient is kind of like on their own. But here, actually, it's important because when patient is on their own, if they don't take care of themselves properly, or they are depressed, or there are some other reasons, that's where things get worse, and then they will go back up. And then you need to have a high cost resources to take care of them. That adds more burden to the whole overall system. So that's the economic model we think about this problem. And this is the resource scaling part that earlier we have a comment about, right? Because this part, everyone is spend most of their time in this sub-housing area. There's a massive amount of people here that is economically impossible for us to spend high quality human resources to take care. But this is where the AI can maybe come in. And I think today, a lot of our research effort is focusing using AI to deliver treatment or delivering diagnosis. He's trying to do it in this part. But actually, if this community spend more time to think about whether there are some other low risk, low cost method that can be developed to take care of the patient in this area, actually it might be the cost and benefit may be better. So the path forward for clinician, we are proposing the AI method that we do is actually instead of replacing the clinician, is going to help them to reduce the administration burdens, like calling patient on a regular basis to understand what the patient is doing. Then that will allow the physicians to focus their time on the medical insight of creating new treatment. So researchers will be doing more creative work. And for us, these are the challenges for us to address. Like when the chatbot is calling to the patient, we need to make sure the latency is low, because large language model today actually takes a long time for them to generate a long response. And then how do we scale the infrastructure to serve a large population? And all of those things are technology things for us to work out. And for the future, hopefully this works. We can have a better future for everyone. And thank you. So that's my talk. As promised, I will show a demo. So who in the room wants to talk to my chatbot? I need a volunteer. What?
The other volunteer.
All right, I will let.
Okay, yeah, everyone.
Someone who hasn't used it.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
So what should we, that is it?
I need your phone number. I need your phone number.
Just have a conversation.
Just to make a phone
Let's
call.
have a conversation. Okay, you ready for my number?
Yes.
303.
We probably need
One.
One.
Oh, yeah, put a 1 in front.
One.
And then 303.
You want to put me as the emergency?
Sure.
818.
You put the English Australia?
Yes, we are going to Australia next year.
Oh, good,
It's
good,
fine.
good.
Let's see. Okay, I won't embarrass you. I will do a EQ5D with you.
What is that?
Huh?
What's
EQ5D? EQ5D is daily health.
European quality of life.
Okay,
So it won't ask you about your bowel movement.
okay. And I can deviate from question.
You can deviate.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Right.
And sorry, what? How to spell your name?
It's Michael, it's MICHAEL.
Mode. Leave this one go.
Speaker.
David Holt from Cleveland Clinic. How's your walking ability today, Paige?
It's going okay today. I'm having some trouble, there's some trouble getting up and moving.
So you're having some trouble with walking?
Yeah,
You're not completely confined to bed or anything?
no,
Would you say that's a fair assessment? Or is it more like you're having a lot of trouble?
I think it's probably medium trouble. I'm able to get up and out of bed to get meals, but I just feel pretty down in the dumps.
Fair enough. Michael, so you've got some trouble with walking, but you're managing to get around to the essentials. How about taking care of yourself? Like showering, dressing, and that sort of thing. Are you having some problems with that as well?
I can get up to do that, but I just feel pretty low. I think you said motivation, you said kind of taking care of myself. I just don't feel motivated to take care of myself.
It can be really tough when you're not feeling motivated, mate. So, just to clarify, you are able to take care of yourself, but it's more of a struggle because you're not feeling motivated. Is that right? Now, what about your usual activities? Like work, housework, or just doing things you enjoy? Are you able to do those sorts of things at the moment?
No, not really. Housework is really challenging, and I've lost a little bit of weight recently because it's been hard to cook meals.
It sounds like things have been a bit of a struggle for you lately. So you're finding it hard to do your usual activities, and that's affecting your daily life, like cooking meals and stuff. Now, I want to ask about pain or discomfort. Michael, are you experiencing any pain or discomfort at the moment? And if so, how would you rate it? Is it moderate or more extreme?
I have a little bit of pain, I'd say, with walking, but it's not, it's pretty low. It really is just harder to motivate myself. I could have some emotional pain related to a lot of anxiety and depression.
It sounds like the pain you're experiencing is more related to your emotional well-being, with anxiety and depression being a big part of that. I'm so sorry to hear that you're struggling with those feelings, Michael. It can be really tough to deal with. On the scale of how you're feeling, would you say you're feeling moderately anxious or depressed? Or is it more extreme at the moment?
I'd say it's more extreme at the moment. It's really pretty tough to even feel like I want to go on.
Michael, I'm really sorry to hear that you're feeling that way. It takes a lot of courage to share those feelings. And I want you to know that I'm here to listen and support you. If you're feeling like you're in crisis or need immediate help, I want to assure you know that there are people who can support you. But for now, I just want to check in with you about your overall health. On a scale of 0 to 100, how would you rate your health today, considering everything we've talked about?
I think it's really hard to put it on a scale. Can I just tell you about it?
No worries at all. Michael, forget about the scale for now. Just tell me what's on your mind and how you're feeling. I'm here to listen and support you, mate. Take your time and share as much or as little as you like.
Did I keep going?
Sure.
Okay.
Stop. It's a-
But it just really, it's been rough lately. I haven't been able to concentrate on my work, and I've been really staying home from work lately because I just feel too anxious and overwhelmed to go in. So I've been staying home. Usually I get some help um, from my daughter going into work. She helps me get up and about.
And it's affecting your work and daily life. It's completely understandable that you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed. It's good that you're recognizing your limits and taking care of yourself by staying home when you need to. You mentioned you usually get some help. Are you currently seeing a therapist or counselor?
I
Or
did
is there someone else who's been supporting you through this tough time?
I did have a therapist. I've tried a whole bunch of therapists and different people I've seen who have prescribed medications, and none of them have really worked. My whole life has just been kind of in and out of this. I'll be out of the depression for a little bit, and then I sink right back into it. And my last therapist I fired because we didn't get along.
It can be really frustrating when you're trying different therapies and medications, and they're not seeming to work. And it's even tougher when you don't click with a therapist, because that relationship is such a big part of the healing process. It sounds like you've been dealing with this depression for a long time, and it's been a bit of a roller coaster for you. Do you have any other questions or concerns that you'd like to talk about or get some help with?
Well,
Michael?
I'd love if you could give me some help with my depression.
Michael, I'm so sorry to hear that you're struggling with depression. I'm here to listen and support you, but I want to make sure you get the help you need. I'm not a human agent, but I can arrange for someone to follow up with you. Would you be okay with that? I can get someone to call you back and talk to you more about what you're going through and see what options are available to help you.
That'd be okay, but it seems like maybe is there something you could help me with right now? Because I know it can be a while before somebody calls me back. Is there something you could help me that I could try right now for my depression?
Michael, I'm not a substitute for professional help, but I can offer some general support. While I'm not able to provide personalized advice, I can suggest that you reach out to a crisis helpline or a support service in your area. They can provide you with immediate support and guidance. In Australia, you can call the Lifeline number, which is 13 11 14. They're available 24/7, and they can offer you support and connect you with local resources. Would you like me to look up some resources for you as well?
No, that's all right. I appreciate your help. That's all for today.
Thanks for chatting with me, Michael. We appreciate your honesty and courage in sharing your struggles. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Before we go, I just want to say thank you again for your time, and I hope you get the support you need soon. Take care of yourself. Thanks. Bye.
Cool. That was fun. Thank you.
All right.
You are great.
It was setting a hard line around not giving me any questions over the phone.
Yeah. Because we don't.
Okay, there's a specialist.
Yeah, you're the follow-up help for me.
Automated emergency call. We are calling regarding patient Michael, phone number 1303. Our system has detected a potential emergency situation at July 10th, 2025, 7:08. The detail is as follows. Patient expressed extreme anxiety and depression, feeling overwhelmed and struggling to cope, but did not indicate an immediate crisis requiring emergency services. Please take appropriate action immediately. If you need any additional information, please log into the dashboard to read the transcript or contact our clinical trial managing team. Again, we are calling regarding patient Michael.
Then we'll go through that.
Oh, cool. So it summarizes.
Just try to. If that's a problem, if it thinks there's a problem.
Right. So it will show up on that text message was there, and then I know we are running out of time. So quickly, just the backend will analyze your transcript and then spot it based on the original EHQ9. Yeah, that's standard. Sorry, EQ5D. Yeah. All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to our wonderful test user over here. Very good.
It's fun.
Okay, good. Thanks, Bo. Thanks so much.